told her that he was from a different side of the town and he needed a little money to get back. And because he was a man of God, he was asking her. And in that moment, here's what happened. She was on the street. The whole street disappeared. All the people disappeared. And it was just her and that man, that rabbi. And she reached in and she gave him the 15 cents. And he said, "Thank you." And she says, "I can run back to my house and I can get you more money." He says, "No, it's not necessary." See, God just wants you to give what you have. He doesn't need more than you have. And so often we are concerned about not having enough. You just have to give him what you have because you got it from him anyway.
That's right.
And here's what happened. He released a blessing over her in Hebrew. And that blessing, I believe, because of her obedience in that moment to entertain an angel unaware, released a blessing over her life. And she's 81 years old now. And she knows the Lord. And she's a joy to be around. And the blessing of the Lord's been upon her all of the days of her life. I believe it was a strategic moment for her to lean in, to entertain angels unaware. And God has released a blessing over her life. There are many stories where angels have shown up to change tires. And there's an angel that has been reported many times when people have flat tires, alone on a road. And that they pray and they're like, "Oh Lord," primarily with women. Single women in that automobile. And they pray, "Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't have the spare. I don't know how to change the tire." And all of a sudden, this old, rusty pickup truck pulls up. And a young man that appears to be in his 20s gets out of the car, gets out of the old pickup truck, and he's smiling. He's got a bright, and he doesn't even talk to them. He gets out, he changes the tire, and they talk to him and they thank him, and he won't even talk. And he just smiles at them as they're talking, and he just keeps changing the tire. He gets back in his truck. And as he gets in the truck, they get in theirs, and he's parked right behind him. When they look back, the truck's gone on a highway. And people know that an angel has come ministered to them and ministered for them, and they drive off safely. And that same angel has been reported through different people's testimonies all over the United States, and they describe the same person. He's the tire-changing angel. Dan Bowler had a tire or something go bad on his vehicle, and he was going to a ministry appointment, and he's like, "Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to be there at a certain time." And he pulled into this gas station, and all of a sudden he looked, and there was a white wrecker truck, parked there. And a man came out and he says, "Oh, I can fix it." And he was dressed in this white outfit and the whole 9 yards. And he says, "Just take me a second." And he grabbed like a tool. He went underneath Dan's vehicle. And there was like an axle out or something like that. Not something you could fix with a wrench. And the man slid under. He goes, yeah, there's not a problem. And he comes out. And he comes out from under the vehicle in this white, no dirt on him whatsoever. And Dan says, "Well, what do I owe you?" He says, "Oh, no." He says, "I couldn't take a dime." He says, "You're a man of God." And he says, "You just keep going." And he got back in the vehicle, and Dan looked, and the vehicle was gone. So angels minister to you. They minister for you. One time I was going from one facility to another, flying the United Skies on Con Airways, while I was doing my 20 years in the federal system. And what happened was this: I was shackled, cuffed, belly chain, and when you're on that Con Airways, they don't say coffee, tea, or milk. They give you this little bitty, crackers and the cheese, and you can't really eat, and they give you this little 8 ounce, sometimes it's a 6 ounce, sometimes it's a 4 ounce, and you're praying God will stretch it. Just some liquid, and it's like this. They used to sell them like 12 for $1. It's just like some, not fruit juice, it looks like it, but it's that sticky stuff. It's a Kool-Aid, and who knows, it's mystery juice. And so you kind of got to drink that. And so you got the cheese, the little crackers, kind of like a little snack pack. And you're trying to eat it. And that stuff gets on your teeth. And then you mix it with the only liquid they give you. And your teeth are going. So you get that kind of film over your teeth. And I remembered we'd landed, because you go like, I don't know, a dozen airports in the process. And they pick up prisoners, and they let prisoners off. And I was on that plane 13 hours that day, and then we would hop on the next plane the next day. I was coming through Springfield, Missouri, and we landed at the airport there to drop prisoners off. And thinking to myself, I've got this nasty film on my teeth. I can't brush my teeth. And I said, Lord, would you brush my teeth for me? Childlike faith. And all of a sudden, it felt like scrubbing bubbles in my mouth. And I began to laugh. And I could feel them moving in my mouth while I'm shackled and cuffed on this plane, on Con Airways, flying the indicted skies where you got to be indicted to be invited. God had a captive audience. U.S. Marshals got, and I'm getting my teeth brushed supernaturally with scrubbing bubbles by the hand of the Lord. Now, whether that was the Holy Spirit or an angel, I don't know, but I'm just glad it happened. Because, and I'm giggling, you know, like the scrubbing bubbles are in my mouth. And I'm like running my tongue over my teeth as it lasted about 20 seconds. 20, maybe 30, I don't know. And after it happened, I had this crisp feeling and fresh breath in my mouth. And everybody else around me is going, and I'm like smiling and blinging with my white smile. I didn't tell anybody. And so we get to Phoenix, Arizona, where we pull into Phoenix and we go through getting the shackles and the chains off. You have to check in, and we finally go get something to eat, and I am wiped out. I've been up since 4 in the morning. Now it's like midnight, and been in the air all day, on the ground all day, in the air all day. And I lay in my cot where I know I'm only going to be for 3 hours before they wake us up to start the whole process again. And I'm laying down. And I'm thinking, man, my teeth aren't as bad as they were before, but I really would like them brushed. And I said, Lord, would you brush my teeth again? And the still small voice of the Holy Spirit says, get up and brush your own teeth. And I thought, that's just wrong. And so I realized at that point, God will not do for you what you have been gifted to do for yourself. So angels don't do our bidding so we can be lazy. They do for us what we can't do for ourselves. I got up, I got my little bitty disposable toothbrush that they gave me with the little bitty disposable toothpaste, and I got news for you. The brushing on the plane, handcuffed and shackled, was much better than I was able to do myself. And I went back to sleep. Point is this: when angels come to minister to you or to do something for you that you cannot do for yourself, they do it, and then when you're able to do it for yourself, they won't be sent to do it because God's enabled you to do it. So don't ask angels to do for you what God has enabled you, not only to do for yourself, but also to do for others. Sometimes you're somebody's angel. Make sense? So here's what happens. Peter is in prison. And an angel comes in